privilege. I don't disclose or talk about what me and people whom I advise are discussing, but let me be very clear. The law provides for a disqualification unless there is a stay of conviction. But you should know, and your viewers should know, there is, of course, a stay of sentence for 30 years, which means there is no arrest for 30 days, and bail, etc. after that. But the issue of stay of conviction, it's very interesting, Rajdeep. In this case, a statement in 2019 in Kolar, Karnataka, is taken up by a complainant who is not himself named by Rahul Gandhi. In a criminal defamation, it should be you who explains how you are individually defamed. The statement which is held to be objectionable does not name this person, who is a complainant from Surat. Number two, a Surat complainant starts a proceeding under a law. I don't want to sound technical in our channel. Law has been amended specifically that when you file something in an area where the offending action has not occurred, it is obligatory on the magistrate to first satisfy himself at the preliminary threshold stage whether he has jurisdiction. And he must call for a report. He must inquire whether this is relating to his area. That, despite having been raised in the arguments, was not decided by the order which is passed today. Number three, the magistrate proceeds to pass an order of maximum sentence. 2 years is the maximum on a first-time offender. In fact, even the Probation of Offenders Act says that, first-time person, you will not put the maximum sentence. He hears the sentencing process today for less than 15 minutes and proceeds to give the maximum sentence. There is also, Rajdeep, no evidence of malice. Rahul Gandhi was giving a speech in Kolar, Karnataka. His whole speech, you can see, this offending part is half of one sentence. He is speaking about unemployment, price rise, social issues, disruption, divisiveness. In that process, he talked about scams. In the process of scams, he made this objectionable statement. But it can never be said that this is malicious with intent to defame. And the person who has filed is not the named person. He has filed on the basis of a generic allegation that all people of his caste are defamed. Now, these are all substantive, weighty issues. And I believe that a stay of conviction on the established precedents will be given, should be given, must be given, because established precedents, and this only the Sessions Court will decide. Obviously, I am not prejudging or preempting that decision. In all cases.
But you're saying you will therefore prima facie, you're telling me, A, you're challenging it on the merits, on substantive grounds, and you will go to the Session Court as soon as possible to at least bring a stay on conviction, because in the absence of a stay, as you yourself admit, Rahul Gandhi is vulnerable to disqualification as an MP. Am I correct?
I have no doubt that not only is he vulnerable, but given the past conduct, which I unfortunately would have to call petty, he is likely to be disqualified. I think to assume that he will not be is being very optimistic. And you have to proceed on the basis that they will not even wait for him to go and have a chance to get a stay of his conviction, which is normally always done, should be done. It should be part of good governance. But I can't rely on that. And given the past conduct of this government, especially Rahul Gandhi, I think it is wrong to assume that. However, if the conviction is stayed, the very basis of a disqualification vanishes. The underlying basis, the underlying substratum of disqualification is only conviction.
So and therefore, will you go to the Sessions Court, or do you intend going to a higher court?
No, you can only go to the Sessions Court. It's not a question of my intention. It is a specific provision allowing you to appeal there, and then through that channel, through the High Court, etc.
Let's get this very clear though, Dr. Singhvi. While you are questioning the merits of the judgment arrived at by the lower court, the fact is criminal defamation is on our statute books. The fact is 2 years is the maximum punishment that it exists on record. Therefore, the court could well have, the court did argue that we have gone strictly by the law. We believe that there has been defamation of a community. The use of the words were such that a community was being defamed, and therefore they've given the 2-year maximum sentence. You're challenging it on substantive grounds, but the fact is they will claim they've gone by the statute books. The BJP is already claiming that this is a sign of a clear message that you cannot make reckless statements in public life.
You should ask, as a very senior journalist, Rajdeep, the BJP, In how many cases where statements which are reprehensible, divisive, communal, hatred spreading, etc., has any court given a first-time offender belonging to the BJP 2 years, which is the maximum punishment? There will be no answer to that question, I can assure you. Not a single case. Number two, in 99% of those hate-spreading speeches, there is not even a prosecution, leave aside a conviction. Number three, did you know that the complaint filed in 2019 was stayed by the same complainant by going to the High Court? Very strange. A complainant stays his own proceedings by going to the High Court. The stay continues to pend when the magistrate before whom the complaint was filed is transferred or changed. The complainant goes to the High Court and withdraws his complaint, withdraws his challenge in the High Court. The High Court allows that withdrawal and the matter comes back before a new magistrate, and you have this judgment. These are all matters which will be taken up in appeal. I'm only giving you a sketch of the grounds. How many cases has a first-time offender been given 2 years? How many cases has a Kolar Karnataka speech without a 202 inquiry about jurisdiction led to a magistrate issuing summons in Surat? BJP will have no answer to this. You see, and see one more thing, Rajdeep. Outside of Parliament, Rahul Gandhi goes abroad to speak. The whole country goes up in flames that he can't be allowed to speak inside Parliament unless he apologizes. Inside Parliament, he speaks in a speech where the Prime Minister spoke, and he's sent to the Privileges Committee. Then cases are filed all across the country. What is this happening? This is a complete throttling, strangulation of his right of free speech.
Just two questions. Is there a possibility of Rahul Gandhi saying, look, I believe, as you seem to suggest, I'm a victim of the law. I'm going to give myself to be arrested. I believe that I've done no wrong. I'm ready to court arrest.
Number one, Rahul Gandhi has done no wrong. He believes he has done no wrong, and he will certainly say that first sentence which you are saying. Number two, the question of arrest doesn't arise. The magistrate court itself has given a stay of has suspended the sentence on its own.
For 30 days.
Yeah, so there's no issue of arrest. Now the question is about conviction stay. And normally a fair time should be given to any person who suffers a potential disqualification to exhaust the remedies he has in law. But as I said, I would be very, very optimistic and possibly unreal to expect that kind of fair play from this government and its minions. And therefore, I think you can expect a disqualification post haste.
But even if there is a disqualification, correct me if I'm wrong, as we saw in previous cases, including Azam Khan's case and a case of a Lakshadweep MP, you can go to a high court to ask for your rights to be exhausted till the disqualification is executed. Am I correct?
You're absolutely right. But take the case of Lakshadweep, where I am appearing myself for the concerned person in the Supreme Court. I will, of course, not talk of the merits, but just consider what happens actually. As they say, the process is the punishment. It's all very easy to say the law will take its own course. The Lakshadweep MP, by the way, was charged with murder, a much more heinous crime. He was convicted of murder. He got a stay from the Kerala High Court. Post haste, in that process of getting a stay, they not only disqualified him, but were moving to have a by-election in Lakshadweep. He ultimately, that by-election was, good sense prevailed and the election commission stopped the by-election.
Okay.
But till today, he has not been reinstated in terms of being able to attend Parliament, despite being an MP from Lakshadweep, on the ground that the appeal of the complainant is pending in the Supreme Court. Now, that's a sub judice matter. I'm very careful before opining on sub judice matters. I'm appearing for him. But the net result is that though there is no by-election, he's effectively not entering and attending Parliament.
Okay.
To me, the stay by the Speaker, and let me tell you that news reports suggest that the Election Commission has rightly suggested that he should be allowed to attend Parliament till such time as the High Court stay is operating in his favour. But unfortunately, that has not happened yet.
Let me ask you one last time. Tomorrow morning, will you be going to? Can you go as early as tomorrow morning, seeking at least a stay on the conviction that you will try and go as early as tomorrow?
The Sessions Court will be moved promptly. It will be moved soon. Certainly, I don't think tomorrow. This is not the way to make a ham-handed approach. This is a 170-page judgment in Gujarati. Even the translations are not available. It has to be analyzed. lawyers have to apply their mind, they have to file. But yes, legal recourse will be done as it should be done.
Okay. Let me leave it there, Dr. Singhvi. You've just come and given us the big breaking news. Importantly, you're saying that you do apprehend that your client could be disqualified given past practice of the government of the day. Appreciate your joining us. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, appearing there, of course, as a Congress MP, but also someone who's advising Rahul Gandhi. We've heard from the Congress. Let's go to the legal eagle now of the BJP. Its Rajya Sabha nominated MP Mahesh Jethmalani joins me. Mr. Jethmalani, appreciate your joining us. How do you see this 2-year sentence being given to Rahul Gandhi for criminal defamation? Do you see it as excessive as some are suggesting, or do you believe Rahul Gandhi has much to answer for?